Dear brothers, I am Adama. Today we are going to comment on Chapter 3 of Book 3 of Telos. In this chapter, Aurelia talks to Sananda about her difficulties in going through a lesson. Likewise, I will draw your attention to the point presented. There is a conductor for each soul, which is the higher self. He knows what is necessary for each soul to follow the path of evolution, and at the present time to follow the path of ascension. But does the higher self always impose something? No. He respects the will and the path of the soul. And being a little more specific, the path of each of the fractals of the soul. Of course, he doesn't remain passive and watch everything, always letting his soul choose the path it wants to follow. There is his interference at some points. It's like that parent who leaves the children playing in the yard for a long time, but when it's time to go in and take a shower, they stop playing and the child goes inside. The higher self does the same. He leaves the fractal free to do whatever it wants, then analyzes and places in the path of this fractal everything that is necessary for the correction of everything that fractal committed, in the opposite direction of the light. The point presented by Aurelia and Sananda in this chapter is a very interesting point, and one that many of you, still due to the action of your ego, always think and believe that everyone is against you. If someone does something that irritates you, it's personal, it's against you. It's always you being right and those who attack you being always wrong. This is a view of duality. This is a vision of the ego, which always places you as the main being in everything, as the one who is always right and the rest always wrong. What is covered in this chapter are mirrors. Mirrors? Yes, mirrors. What happens when you look in the mirror? It reflects your image and you often see a different image of what you really are, because you are seeing your inverted image, not the real image of how you are. Through the mirror you can analyze points that you had not noticed until then. But the ego also acts there, talking about beauty and presentation, and this is not the focus of the subject. When I talk about mirrors, how did Sananda present it to Aurelia? Every person who appears in the path of another being, bothers them, irritates them, upsets them. Did that person actually plan all that? She woke up and decided, I'm going to irritate so and so. And it comes to you and irritates you. Is this how you think things happen? Most of the time, yes, you think you are the eternal victim, the eternal attacked. And if I give you another image of all this, that you woke up with something that must be dealt with something that you must see, with something that you need to correct, you need to evolve. So you are in charge, you are emanating that energy. So the energy that you emanate, or rather that you are emanating, will attract the correct person to counteract exactly what you emanated. And then you won't like seeing that person, but they are nothing more than that mirror, that image of the mirror that you emanated. Many are saying to me right now, this isn't real. This is not correct. People do get to me. Very good. You will continue to let your ego make you believe that you are the center of the universe, that you are the one who is always wronged, attacked, mistreated. But what about what you emanate? Always remember, for every action there is a reaction. So what you emanate you receive back exactly the same. It may be that at this moment you cannot understand this, you cannot see this, you cannot accept this, but this is the pure truth. Everyone who comes and bothers you, or hurts you, or attacks you, is in some way giving back what you emanated. Not against him, but you emanated the same thing and you are seeing yourself in that person exactly what you did and what you are. Is it difficult to accept this? I imagine so, that it is very difficult to admit so much of the ugly things that you see in others, but that are actually part of you. These are all lessons, my brothers. You need to understand that you are all one. There are no differences between you. What makes each being different is their conscience, but everyone is the same, everyone makes mistakes. But the fact here is not to point out the errors, it is not to keep reminding you of the error. Big purpose is a way to make you see where you need to change. Everything you attract is the mirror of what you are emanating. It's not easy to see this, because you think you're perfect, you don't make mistakes anymore. Ah, I'm not like that. I do not do this. I'm sorry to tell you that you are like this and you do this. That person who was instrumental in taking on the role of her mirror has her problem, and whether she ever learns her lesson is her problem. Understand that she received her emanation, and gave it back to you in the same way. So both need to be cured. But it is not your role to heal others. The role is for you to heal yourself. The role is for you to look at each person who bothers you or has bothered you at some point along the way, and look at it in the mirror. Look in the mirror at what you see that person emanating to you. And know that there is a point that you need to address, you need to look at it. So whenever you feel angry with someone, or hurt, or any other feeling, see the person on the other side of the mirror. She is you, she is being something that you emanated, she is just giving it back to you to show you what you did. And in this way you can heal, you can change. And it's like we've already said, if you hurt someone in some way, there's no need for you to physically go to them and ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness is from heart to heart, not mind to mind. So fill your heart with forgiveness and place all this forgiveness in her heart. Now, it doesn't mean that the other person will forgive you, but that's not your problem, it's part of their journey, but you did your homework. So learn, my brothers, every person who bothers you, see yourself in front of a mirror and them on the other side, she is your reflection. So everything she did to you, you emanated. So try to heal yourself, try not to repeat that action, try to change your thoughts and not let the ego lead each step of your journey. You are not perfect, and I say more, you will not reach perfection before you are in the fifth dimension, but the road to get there is still very long. It will still be quite difficult to walk, but the most important thing in all of this is that you are aware of each energy that you emanate.